This is going to be a really long video if I'm not careful. Hi everybody, my name's Rookie and welcome to my channel where originally I was going to do everything and anything that I want, but I think I'm going to keep it depends here, and then I'll have a separate channel for other stuff. Alright, so today I thought that I would go through my pencil cases and show you guys what I carry with me to all of my classes. As a modern day college student, a lot of people I know take notes on their laptop. They don't really use pen and paper anymore, which is fine. I totally respect that. I'm not going to be one of those people that's like, writing by hand is superior or anything like that, because to each their own. I definitely see benefits to taking notes on your computer. I just find that I personally don't learn as much if I type it versus if I write it. For me, writing with pen and paper makes it a lot easier for me to conceptualize the ideas that I'm writing down, but I know that that's not for everyone, and I totally respect that. But today, I am going to walk you through my 2 pencil cases that I carry with me. Hopefully I will soon be able to fit them all into one, but for right now, we're carrying 2. So my first case is this one. I have had this for God only knows how long. It's like super frayed around the edges, if you can see that. It is by Tech Gear. I think I got it from Office Depot, and that's about all I can tell you about it. I have had this thing for so long. It is by far the oldest pencil case that I have in my collection. Well, I have 4 in total, and I usually use about 2 of them at a time. One of them, this little baby right here, is currently being used for pen storage because I don't have enough containers on my desk to hold all of my pens. So until I get another pen cup in order to fit the rest of them in, this bad boy just sits on my desk. And then I have another one that I usually use, but I'm trading it out right now and trying a slightly different system. So we have this one, and then we currently have my newest pencil case, which is this bad boy. It's the little mascot. It is made by the company UB, and UB basically makes a bunch of different office and school supplies. I've only ever seen it at Target. I don't know if other places sell it, but I really like it. The idea behind the brand is every time you buy something from them, they will give school supplies to children in need of them, which I think is really cool. I have a lot of their stuff. I have this pencil case that I showed you earlier is actually also by UB. I have a couple of their notebooks as well. I think they're really good quality stuff. This is actually a kind of pencil case that I've never tried before. It is a standing pencil case, so it'll just sit there on its own, which I think is really interesting. It acts like a little mini pencil cup on its own. So what I like about this is you can unzip it and you push this down and it just collapses a little bit, and you can pull it down and then it acts like a normal little pencil cup. It's got all your stuff in it. It's fluffy on the inside almost. It expands, so it can't hold as much as I would have liked, which is why it's not particularly full right now compared to this thing, but I really like it so far. And this bad boy is the one that I would normally use as my secondary pencil case to this one. You can also, well, maybe you can't see it on camera as much, but I've also had this one for a while. The fur is supposed to be white. It is more of a yellowish gray, just because I've had it for so long. I believe I got this from Office Depot as well, but I have seen these all over the place. A friend of mine has a dog, and they come in several other animals as well, but I really like pandas. So yeah, this is the one that I would normally use, but I got this recently, and I was really excited about it because I am waiting on what I hope to be a pencil case that will be able to hold all of my pens in one place. I ordered it from a website called Notebook Therapy, but it's taken a while to get here, but I will definitely show it to you once I get it. So for right now, this is our setup, our little 2 pen pouch setup, and I'm just gonna walk you through the pens that I typically carry around with me. I'm not going to show you all of them. I will show you the number that I carry around, but I think I'm just going to show you my favorites, the ones that I tend to use the most often. So we'll start with Old Faithful here. This one is definitely the one that I keep more in. As you can see, this one doesn't really hold a whole lot in it. Let me just give you a peek of just how many pens I keep in this. I have 5 in these little holders on the side, and then this. These right here on their own are about 20 pens. Just these. And then I have what I think is about 10 more in the other one, plus the 5 that are in here. So there's a good reason I'm making an entire channel about pens. I really like pens. So first I think I'm going to show you the pens that are right here. This is where I keep all of my most expensive pens. Each of these was a minimum of $7 each, and my most expensive one, which is the Zebra X701 pen right here, was about $15 at full price. So in my first 2 slots, we have the X701 and the F701. Now these are both zebra pens. I've been on a real zebra pen kick recently, and these 2 are both from their Steel series. Within the Steel series, there are several different series within it, and the F series is what all of their ballpoints are. G is for their gel pens, R is for their roller balls, and there are probably others that I'm forgetting. And then you have the X series. Now, as far as I'm aware, do they have other pens in their X series? I don't think that they do. I think this is a standalone. But I know that when you buy pen refills for it, the designation is a K pen refill. So, whatever that's supposed to mean. But I know the only real difference between these 2, other than the quite stark differences in their barrels, is that this one is supposed to be able to write in extreme conditions, which I have not gotten the chance to actually test that yet, but I just think it looks really cool. It's got like a really nice textured grip. The clip is like really thin, but it's all metal. Like both of these are all metal bodies, but interestingly, this one is actually a lot lighter than the F701. Figure that out. It's got a little clip if you need to clip it to yourself. I really have no reason to own this pen. It's for people who like need to write in really weird conditions. I am not a person who needs to write in any kind of extreme conditions, but it looked cool. I got it for a good price, and I am a pen connoisseur. I have to try it. So they're both designated ballpoint pens. This is the F701 in their Steel series, which is the 700s are the highest their Steel series go, as far as I'm aware. And the click is really nice. It's really quiet, it's really smooth, it's very satisfying. I didn't know if I would like the grip or not. It almost feels like an emery board, but I actually really like it. It's really nice. It's a grip, but it doesn't have that like plasticky, rubbery texture that a lot of grips have. It's just like a texture that's built into the body of the pen, and I really like it. And it's really effective as a grip too, because of the texture of it. I was afraid because it was like emery board texture, it was gonna like hurt to write with, but I've had this pen for a few months, and so far I haven't really had any issues with it as far as that goes. Haven't really had any issues with it in general. It's a nice pen. So next we have a purchase that I was a little hesitant about at first, but now I'm actually like really excited about. This is the Energel Alloy. Now, I like Energel pens, I like the ink, I like the way that they write, but I've always thought that they were kind of ugly in their design. Maybe not ugly, but I was never particularly happy with the way that they looked. I always thought that the barrel was a bit too thick and the grip was kind of weird, so I wrote with them, but I never really bought a whole lot of them. But I've had my eye on the alloy for a while because, again, it's an all-metal barrel. I think we're noticing a pattern here. And it has that same smooth click. It's still louder than the F701, but no pen clicker that I've found so far is more quiet than the F701. So, I give it a pass. I'm a big fan of metal bodies. I like pens that have a bit of weight to them. And of course, it is liquid gel. It's the Energel ink, and I really like the ink. This actually came with a free refill, but instead of just being another refill of black ink, I actually got a refill of purple ink. So once I figure out how to crack this bad boy open, I think I'm definitely gonna put the purple ink in here. Next, we have a bit of a less exciting one in my opinion, which is the Uniball Jetstream Premier. Now, I did that entire video about the Uniball Jetstreams. I'd considered making just a tiny separate video just about this after I ordered it, but honestly, I was a little underwhelmed by it, so I didn't really think that it was entirely worth getting its own miniature video for it. I like the design. The design is by far my favorite thing about this pen. The clicker, I think, looks really cool. It's got like little ridges around the barrel. If you can see that. There you go. I really like the design of it. The click is like really smooth. Look at that. Look at that. That's great. But other than that, it operates just like a Uniball Jetstream, which I still absolutely love. I really don't like the grip. I don't like how thick it is. If you're going to go with a pen that is supposed to be more ergonomic, then you have to go like decently thick. Like for example, I also have the Pilot Dr. Grip, and this is made to be an ergonomic pen. So you see like how it's fit like this. If that's what they were going for with this, then I don't think they did very well. And if it wasn't what they were going for, I'm not entirely sure what they were attempting to achieve. But it is a Uniball Jetstream. I think it looks really cool, so it stays in the pouch. And for the last pen in my main 5 right here, we have the Zebra Sarasa Grand. I hope I'm saying that right. Sarasa? That's how I say it. But this lovely little friend right here is my absolute favorite right now. I love, it's got like a weird clip that I'm not entirely sure if I like or not, but it's fun to play with. It looks really nice, really sleek. The grip is basically non-existent. It's got little lines going up and down, but because of the texture of the barrel, which is again an all-metal barrel, I've never really had issues with my hand slipping while I've been using it. The thing that I absolutely love about this pen is the ink. I don't actually know what kind of pen this is supposed to be. When I bought it in a store, so I don't really remember what it was classified as, but it writes like something between a rollerball and a gel pen, but it doesn't really smudge. And the ink is just so solid, it's so nice. I might do a whole video just about this pen because I absolutely love it, and I want to show you guys why it's so great. And it has an awesome weight to it. I love pens that have weight to them, and technically the 701 is heavier than the Sarasa Grand, but it is a little shorter, and I like pens that have a bit more length so that I can rest them more thoroughly on my hand. This one feels a little less secure when I hold it like that. And also this has a bit more shape to it. It's kind of hard to tell, but it's got like a little curve almost that is a lot more comfortable to hold. Those are the most expensive 5 that I carry around with me. It's about time I cycled through these, but I figured I would walk you through what I've been carrying around with me for the past month. And so next we have these bad boys. Now obviously I'm not going to show you all of them, otherwise this video would be like 3 hours long. But I am going to walk you through some of the newer ones that I have, and generally some of my favorites. Of course, I still carry all of my Jetstreams with me, now with the addition of the Jetstream Premier, but the ones that I'm going to show you are all new. I have 3 pens, 2 of which I got over winter break while I was home, and then this one I actually got once I got back to school in the mail. So first we're going to go back to Uniball. This is the retractable Uniball Vision pen. And the reason that I like this pen so much is because of the barrel. Now, it's kind of hard to show over video, but it's got ridges on it, like each little corner is raised. And so it's got like, it's like really satisfying to hold. And as someone who constantly needs to fidget with something, this pen has a lot to fidget with. There are actually 2 ways to unclick it. Once you click it, you can either unclick it the normal way, or you can lift up the clip. which is just so fun. It's so fun to do. So it's a great pen to mess with. I always carry at least one of these with me, just as something to mess with that is not as annoying to do in class. I know everybody loves the person who clicks their pens, but I have other fidgeting habits that I have that could definitely be a lot more distracting, so I always carry this with me. The next one that I really like is actually a Tool pen. Now, I go back and forth on Tool. I love their disc-bound notebooks that you can build yourself. I think they're great. I use notebooks differently than that, so they're not useful to me, but I think that the idea is fantastic, and I know that other brands like Tool exist, but since I work at Office Depot, Tool is the brand that Office Depot shows of a disc-bound, self-built notebook system. So that's the one I'm familiar with. But Tool also sells pens, and I like their pens well enough. I think they're pretty good pens, but they've never particularly stood out to me before. Until, that is, I was responsible for restocking the section that we have of Tool pens, and I saw that they had rollerball pens. Now, I could talk for ages about why I love rollerball pens, but that I could also probably make into its own video, just talking about the pros and cons of the different kinds of pens. But this pen is great. I love it. It's got that classic Tool capped design with these little things on the top of it. It's got its barrel with the little brand name right there. And I got them in fine point because I prefer smaller tip pens, but they also came in medium point. But I think that's all that they came in. I don't think Tool does bold. Or maybe they do. I didn't see them in this. I only saw them in fine and medium. And there were no needlepoint versions of this. So this is just the normal tip, fine, rollerballs. Very exciting. And so the last pen that I want to show you guys from this is my Zebra Liquid Rollerball pen. Now, like I mentioned before, I have been on a huge Zebra kick lately. For the longest time, my favorite pen brand was Uniball, but I've kind of exhausted the pens that they offer right now. I feel like I've explored all of them, and I have not really explored other pen brands before, and I feel like if I'm actually going to be consistently talking about pens, I should be more familiar with other brands. So Zebra is a little less intimidating than Pilot, but Pilot is on my list. Now, I said that I really like rollerballs, which I do. I always get excited when I see a rollerball, and another pen that I have in here that I decided not to show but that I really like that I got recently is the Zebra Jimny Gel Rollerball. It's a very classic looking pen, but it is, like I said, a rollerball. The reason that I like this one so much is A, I really like the design of it. The other reason that I really like this pen is that it is a needlepoint rollerball, which I don't think I've ever seen before. And it writes really nicely. The grip, the only thing I don't like about the grip is something that I have complaints about with a lot of capped pens, is how there's a little divot right here. But that just comes with the territory of capped pens, so I accept it. And so then we have this bad boy. Now, again, I'm probably not going to go through all of these, even though I happily would. So I'm just going to show you a couple of the highlights from here. First thing that I want to show off are these, again, Zebra pencils this time. This is a Zebra Z-Grip Plus, and the reason that I like these are another great fidget writing utensil, if that's something that you need, because there are two different ways to advance the lead. There's the, the classic, like, click it open, or you could shake it, which I think is really cool. It also has one of these little erasers that you can hide or extend, which I think is really good. This came in a 3-pack. I also have this in all black and in pink, and there was another 3-pack that I think was of a darker blue, a green, and a yellow, that if I decide I like these well enough, I will definitely be getting my hands on at some point. And then I also have these two bad boys, the Pilot Precise V7 in the classic barrel design, and the Pilot Precise V5 in this little fashion design that I just happened to be walking past these in the store, and I knew that I needed to find some V5s to try, and I thought they looked cool. My Pilot Dr. Grip is also in here. There is plenty more that I could talk about with the pens that I carry with me, or the pens that I just have on my desk. But I figured this video needs to end at some point, so I think now would probably be a good time. This wasn't really a review like my last video was, so I'm not gonna write with any of these pens, and I'm not gonna give you any close-ups of them or anything like that, but if there were any pens that I mentioned that you'd like more in-depth reviews on, just let me know and I'll be happy to do that. But I just kind of want to walk you through what I carry around in my day-to-day life. And this is me actively restraining myself from carrying around too many pens, because I happily would carry like half of the pens that I keep on my desk, which I will have to show you at some point just how many pens are on my desk, because it is crazy. But anyway, yeah, I think that's about all I've got to say today. So I hope that was helpful for you guys, and I hope you have a nice day. See ya!